This record is close to my heart because that's how much it means to me. But first, I am the Reverend Rock and Roll and founder, pastor, spiritual advisor of the Church of Elvis. I have so much to say about this record, so I'm going to say as little as possible because I know I'll start making no sense, which some people don't think I make sense anyways. Mr. Bongo's 50th anniversary edition, Half Speed Master, Abbey Road, 1972, originally on Continental record, Artur Verocai. Self-titled masterpiece. Now, shout out to Felipe of the Jazz Bums. Allegedly, he lives indoors. Teaching me how to pronounce the name correctly. Because I've never had to say this name out loud. I don't know anyone in my personal life who has this record. I've never played this record or the CD and MP3s that I have. I don't know what the source is on the CD, but it's garbage. But I didn't care. Portuguese is such a hard language because it feels like a romantic language that the Germans invented. It's very difficult. But when you're just listening, it doesn't matter. But when you actually have to pronounce it out loud, get a little dicey. So thank you, Felipe. Verocai. Latin root, I think, means vision or to see. And this man was a visionary making this album. And that means the prophecy is true.
The prophecy is true.
I made that. No, I didn't. Okay. What do I do? We're going to shill for this hard, but primarily on the packaging. Because what I'm about to say is just in general about Brazilian music. And I say this without judgment or comparison to other cultures, nation states. On its own merits, okay? On its own merits, Brazil is a cultural superpower. It just is. They got it, man. If you don't believe me, argue with your personal financial advisor, who should be a fiduciary. By this time, early 70s, when Artur made this incredible album, Brazil had already mastered something. The ability to bring in other influences. Europe, North America, global. You could spend your entire life studying Afro-Brazilian music. That's there. The various folk, it's a massive country. The regional folk music. Of course, the samba, the bossa nova. They had brought in a lot of that influence of cool jazz into Brazil, swept the world. By now, late 60s, early 70s, they're bringing in rock and roll, psychedelic, more aggressive versions of jazz, American black music with soul and funk. It's all there. And Brazilians do it so well. Their artists do it so well that you appreciate the influences even more. I can't think of a better compliment of you exploring the influences more of Brazilian music. They do it that well. And they already have the huge, rich tapestry of their own music. They do something in Brazilian music, a couple things I just find so fascinating. One, they take things that are highly complex and difficult to play and give it an easiness to it, okay? It's like someone who writes or speaks and is able to articulate complex science or market or fiscal things in a way that's easily understood. That is an art form, and that also applies to music, in my opinion, and they do that. the strings on top of the syncopation and the various influences just produce a package, even in their small vignette forms of instrumentals, which they're on here. They have an easiness. I wish I could speak in tongues on this part. They have an easiness, a relaxed nature about the circle of life, an acceptance of the up and down of life that lacks that anxiety, that is comforting, at times melancholy, but also happy. And I just adore it. And you get all that on this record from a man who was in his early 20s, I think, masterfully composing, producing, writing incredible songs. This is a tapestry of Brazilian music, but you also get those brilliant influences of the time in it, and it works so well. Now, this is a weapon. When I pulled this out, I couldn't believe how heavy it was. I love the mateness. I love the pink, because I wish the vinyl was pink, because I don't chase color. But I thought pink's pretty cool. They should have done that. But whatever. It plays beautifully. It's not audiophile per se. It's flat. Sounds incredible. But there's one reason to get this record, and it's because of the man himself. There's a booklet. I think it was available in other versions. It's got pictures, but it's got a great interview. The last question was, talk about the circle of life. This man left after he made this record. Not long after he made this record, he left. It didn't sell. He doesn't know how many records he sold. And he went to go write jingles in the advertising world and was really successful. And he did really well. And he's cool with that. He's not bitter at all. And there's a question at the very end of this interview that says, man, are you frustrated? Are you bitter? And his quote, that hopefully I will read well, should tell you to buy this record. I did everything I wanted on that record, and it just didn't sell. It means that I was wrong. If you ask record label guy A, B, or C, that's what he's going to tell you. He's going to tell you I was wrong. People all over the world listen to it now and tell me it's great. Everywhere in the world, there's always a son of a bitch who loves it. There's always a son of a bitch who loves it. Buy this record. Put some decades in this man. He's 77 years old. You get the obi. You get this beautiful, beautiful sleeve. You get a poster. But you get pictures, photographs of the studio session. Okay? And you know what you can do? You can hang these in your house. Mix these in with your family pictures. Okay? And people are going to be like, you know Artur Verocai?
Are you familiar with the soccer stadium?
Did you build the Estadio Olimpico?
So what I'm trying to say is, if you're not familiar with this, and many of you are, I get it, but for those who are not, stream it, find it on YouTube, Spotify, whatever you're doing, give it a shot. And I really, really love this pressing, love this packaging, and I just love Brazilian music so much, and this is one of the pinnacles of Brazilian music, in my humble opinion, and the opinion of some people way cooler than me. So that's all I got. Artur Verocai. I just want to keep saying it because now I know how to say it. Take care.